This is my review on the Citizen Scuba Fin series, model number something like BN0097. This is TMP, of course. We do have a mini subset of the content flow called Watch Reviews. I'm enjoying them. Some TMPers are enjoying them. They look forward to them. So a lot more are going to post, and then we will evaluate things in a couple years if everything goes as planned, and see if I keep doing them. We'll see. This is the orange version, by the way. It's the -11E, as in Echo, Citizen Scuba Fin. No kidding dive watch. I have scuba dove with it, passed with flying colors, and man, is it a great looking watch. Right here, top side, that is a really cool looking dive watch, in my opinion. So we got the orange watch, we've got the orange West Coast Operations TMP Shark Patch, rocket assisted shark. Available at the web store as always. I think Doodle still has some of these. I honestly don't keep track what the stock's doing. I probably should. I don't. Too much other stuff going on. Go to the web store. Appreciate the support and show your TMP enthusiasm. The original, hopefully still the best gear adventure channel in the world. Back to the watch. Back to the looks. There's a couple things I super love about this watch. One is that it is an eco drive watch, so it is solar powered. So if you charge it under full sunlight, you'll be able to run this sucker for like, I don't know, 6 months. This thing has been sitting in darkness for about 6 months, to be totally honest. Because I was going to review it this summer. It got lost in the flow. It's been sitting at the bottom of a case. And I'm getting ready to do some gun reviews, and I was like, oh, I got to review that. Scuba Fin. As you can see, the seconds hand is still ticking correctly. If the battery gets low, it's going to skip some seconds. So it's like one movement every 2 seconds, and that's your clue bird. You need to go put it in the sun or any other kind of light. Sun is the most efficient to get your Eco Drive Citizen up and running full power. I love solar powered watches. I've said that a lot. Anytime I bring one in front of the camera, I'm going to be a little bit more excited because it just means less maintenance for me as the watch user, the watch owner. So that's number one, which I love. I love Citizen Eco Drive. Seiko solar power is the same way. It's identical technology as far as I know. They're amazing. Here's another thing I love, and here comes a Scarab by Microtech as a pointer. Should say pointer. I love the orange. I just reviewed the Casio AMW 710. It has that same type of effect. It's a kind of a critical zone for the first quarter here. Orange. I think it's more, for me, aesthetic than it is functional. So it's just really cool. The marker set, we're going to look at the lume, is phenomenal on this watch. It usually is on the Citizens. They just glow so beautifully. They have that beautiful blue. I'm a big fan. The graduations on the minute scale, perfect. We got orange tick marks here. And the hands are perfect on the Scuba Fin as well. So they're easily read, high legibility. The seconds hand is white with a black offset on the opposite side. I just like the looks, and the markings on the watch are excellent. You can kind of see the honeycomb portion, which is the solar cell on the BN0097. This one also comes in blue and perhaps some other colorations, maybe lime green or something. Blue is really good looking. When I got this one, I was like, the blue, the orange, they both looked really excellent. I opted for the orange. Glad I did. So then we have a functional dive bezel here. I think it's like a 60 clicker. Real positive. In diving and using this watch in the Pacific Ocean, I didn't notice any sand getting in it and no grit. Let's take a look at the overall size of the watch. And this is, I'm really particular about this now, and probably in the inverse way that TMPers would think I would be. Scarab going in the background, decoration. I actually like bigger. I say inverse because I'm really big on SAWC. size and weight constraints, except when it comes to analog watches. I don't know why, but I like a bigger analog watch. I don't like tiny analog watches. So let's measure the Scuba Fin with my cheapo but very effective caliper here. See, I can tell you right now, this is more the size that suits me. So 45.5 millimeters across, and I'm not counting the crown here. Just this. And then the thickness on it. So it's still thin. So it's 12 millimeters in thickness. For a dive watch, I'm kind of thinking about the other ones I've dove with, and you know, do I care if it's thick watch or if it's a thin watch? I have to say probably not, because I'm wearing such a thick wetsuit when I'm diving in the Pacific. It doesn't really matter, and I'm wearing my dive computer too. I've said before in my dive watch reviews, I don't use this, you know, to count my downtime. I'm using my dive computer, my Sunto DX4. That's what I'm using. And I think most divers are that way. I'll save you the rant that I have said on other WRVs on that. I just think it's kind of funny when guys act like, I need a dive watch that goes to 600 meters. Well, dude, if you're going to 600 meters, you know, why are you wearing an analog watch? That's ridiculous. Sorry, I guess I didn't save you part of the rant. No, these are mostly desk divers, so it's just for looks. It's an EDC watch, and perhaps it does see water once in a while. Generally, it will be a guy swimming, water skiing, maybe doing some snorkeling, and that's about it. It is very rare, I think, that people would actually go scuba dive it like I did. That's just me. That's what I think. We've got a real nice coating on the bezel, by the way, and the entire case. So it's kind of like the black chrome presentation on it. Let's look at the back of the case. So when we bought this, you can see all the data right there. 159 bucks. 3.6 ounces. I think that's what that's showing yet. And then I'm not peeling my sticker off because sometimes we have to resell these and it just makes our job easier. But a screw-in case back, which is huge. High polish, standard citizen quality, which is excellent. Screw down crown, which you would expect with a dive intended watch. And then you just have a date window right here, not day. I'm not going to jack up my hack for it. You can see the seconds registration, wholly adequate for me. The date is a little bit hard for me to read, but welcome to basically like 75% of the watches out there. They're just difficult. No logo on the crown if you care. And here comes a downside to the Citizen Scubafin 0097. It's a proprietary lug. So you're kind of stuck with the Scubafin strap, which is a little bit unfortunate if you ask me. That's because I would like to run a nylon NATO band on the Scubafin, as I do on a lot of my dive watches when they are not scuba diving. When they're scuba diving, I like the rubber strap, the polymer straps. They make a lot of sense. But topside, EDC side, maybe just in the boat, I prefer a NATO band. And let me see if I have any down here in the box that would show you that. I don't think I do, but I'll either roll some footage in or whatever. Yeah, I think I have. I wore one when Mrs. Nutnfancy and I went to Lake Oroville, and that was a Casio MTD series. So there you go. There's a blue NATO band. Really cool Casio dive watch, but it's just so much more comfortable, especially when it's 80 degrees out. With a Scuba Fin, like I said, you're stuck with the band. That's the first thing I don't super care about. And the second thing is it's just kind of a rubbery strap, which makes sense because it is made of rubber. Well, partially. Polymer, rubber, composite. You can kind of see the insert. It's, of course, going for a Scuba Fin look. That's the whole name of the watch. I totally get that. It has one keeper, by the way, two-tone look. Orange and black in this one, black and blue with the other variation. And there's your black and stainless steel clasp, single clasp. Retention is excellent. Overall fit is excellent. The length is excellent over a moderately thick wetsuit. I like that. But like I said, it would be nice if this notch in the lugs was not present. If it was just a standard lug size. Bummer. But I still love the watch. And like I said, so many of the watches that I review have these quirks in them. And I just accept them. I look at the big picture. And for me, the big picture on this watch is one, well, several things. I mentioned them. Solar power, beautiful legibility, nice precise bezel ring. The markings, the registration are perfect. I love the hands. I love its size. I mean, it hits on everything. 200 meter water resistance. I forgot to tell you that, which is pretty standard for a more serious dive watch. And like I said, of course, to my 40 feet that I dive to, it worked great. No leakages at all. And then you just have the downside of the strap. To me, when you put it all in the hopper, you shake it around, and for the $160 you're paying, it's totally worth it. Here comes your loom. I actually showed this in the Casio AMW710 review, and I was bragging about the Scuba Fin in that review. It's typical Citizen loom. It's that beautiful blue. You probably caught glimpses of it as I was talking about the face because it is so bright. You can see it sometimes when the lighting is just diminished, not necessarily night. Look at that. And notice your seconds hand is also illuminated. I mean, that is not just a dive aesthetic. That is a functional diver if you wanted to do it. And I think a lot of the dive watch community, the collectors, as far as I know, they're not really diving with a watch, but they want it to be authentic. They want it to be dive capable. I mean, that's how they're judging a watch. Can it go, in this case, down to 200 meters or whatever? Does it have a functional bezel? Are the markings functionally dive true, so to speak? God, that loom is just amazing. Amazing. And here comes another one. I didn't really charge this one up. This is its brother, previously reviewed, highly recommended. This is the Citizen ProMaster Diver, also sporting that amazing blue loom. Completely different aesthetic as far as the handset goes. And you notice that on the ProMaster Diver, you have a little loom tick on your bezel ring at the 12 o'clock, or I should say 0 minutes position. None, and I forgot to mention that on the Scuba Fin if that's important to you. But the size is bigger on the Scuba Fin versus the ProMaster Diver, and I'm all about that like I was mentioning. Turn these lights on. There's the ProMaster in the light. Say in the comments just aesthetically which one you would prefer to wear. The face. You can go ahead and include the strap overall as well. I do like this strap better than the Scuba Fin. It's ventilated with an accordion function on there to supposedly stretch over a thicker wetsuit. Will that happen? I don't know. So that's a good option. This is a more expensive watch. This is more like 200 bucks, the ProMaster Diver. And by the way, it sells at that price all day long. Here comes a Seiko solar-powered SNE 391 Papa one, wearing a Barton orange, that's the color band, and it has the same size, and it has a beautiful blue face. This will be reviewed separately, and it has a second and first cool to me. The Seiko SNE 391 though is not really considered a real diver. That's a fake bezel that does not turn. It does not have a screw and crown. That being said, I dove this to exactly the same depth I dove that, and neither one failed, so does it really matter? Well, if you're a dive watch collector, then yeah, it matters. But if you're like me and you're using a more topside than you are underneath the water, it doesn't. But the Scuba Fin's a great watch. Oh, and one thing I was going to tell you before I end the video. One thing I do with these rubbery style straps is you can put either DuPont, I think it's 303, or Armor All on them. I know, I hate Armor All too. I never use it on my cars, but I will use it on watch straps because it makes them less grabby. So you can Armor All this strap and suddenly all the grabbiness is gone, at least for a couple weeks, or until you go in the water and then you'll have to do it again. Just a little pro tip there. But great watch, highly recommended. It's going to score very high on my likability scale. The Citizen Scuba Fin BN0097, Nut and Fancy.